Craig, another person who continues to be productive is Jakob Chychrun. And we touched on it already about, how he's been performing and how he's kind of living up to the Jakob Chychrun we saw before last season. Is there any more sense on the inside there of if Jakob Chychrun, if a trade could happen anytime soon, or is this kind of a wait and see still?
It's definitely they're in a holding pattern here. I think part of what's happened here is a couple of the teams that we've talked about a lot as being in the mix for him are Ottawa and Columbus. I don't know if those teams are either willing to pay the price or if they're even in anymore because they both dropped to the bottom of the standings. It's not like either one of those teams thinks anymore, oh, at Jakob Chychrun, we're going to be a playoff team. It's pretty clear that Columbus and Ottawa are not playoff teams. Maybe Ottawa could make the argument that for the future, we could add a player like that and maybe we'll emerge the way New Jersey has this year, but maybe that's something that goes all the way to the draft. I'm starting to wonder. I don't get the sense that the offers are coming right now. And the other side of this is there's just a lot of optics around giving up first-round picks. I'm not sure if teams are really excited about that prospect right now. And we know what Bill Armstrong's MO is. He's not going to lower his price. He's going to wait. If he has to wait till the draft, he'll wait till the draft. If he has to wait longer, he'll wait longer. He's not going to move this asset if he doesn't get what he wants, which could mean, crazy as it sounds, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if we get to the draft and it's the same scenario as last year, could Jakob Chychrun be a Coyote next year? It's crazy to talk about.
Well, I'm really glad you didn't turn into the beginning of the show because I just got done saying about 5 minutes ago with his play, his offensive output, his +3, and the shot attempts that his trade would be imminent. And now we're talking about having him play here all next year. Holy shit! Time for one of us to step aside.
This scenario, guys. And again, this is speculation. I want to make clear this is speculation.
Yeah, so is I. I'm just saying his play is showing that he is trying to get out of here. And there are areas of his game that I thought he struggled with a year ago that I no longer think he is struggling with. And if there's a team that needs it, he's playing like it.
Yeah, but imagine this scenario. You get to the draft, you get one of those players that we've been talking about forever. The Coyotes have another killer draft. Does Jakob Chychrun's opinion change? I don't know. I don't know. But if you have another killer draft and you start to see a light at the end of the tunnel for this team, and then you think, oh, well, Chick would have gone to Ottawa if that had been a possibility. You still want to go to Ottawa? Is the grass greener there? I don't know. I don't know if it is.
That's an interesting point that I've literally never considered because I just figured this was kind of a done deal, But it's definitely a possibility. You can't argue against it. The other thing I'll say too, again, speculation is who knows the level of desperation that teams will have at the trade deadline. And there's still a few months between now and then. Who knows what injuries teams can experience, contending teams especially. So we'll see. I think if he's not gone by the trade deadline, it's definitely time to start thinking about him possibly coming back.
Wow.
Yeah. Because we thought all summer long he was going to go.
You're right.
And forget about him not wanting to move, but like if Bill Armstrong even feels like they got Bedard, they got Fantilli, whatever, like maybe the asking price will drop a little as the years come off his deal. I have no idea. Just throwing that out.
But it's a good point that you made too. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 months, right? If injuries, like if we see more injuries to other teams, especially contending teams where they're suddenly desperate for a defenseman, maybe they come and pay the price. I don't know. It's a really good draft, right? Everybody knows that. Everybody's talking about this draft. It's deep in forwards, though. It's not deep in defensemen. So on the flip side of that, you worry, okay, where are the high-end defensemen coming from in this system? Are you going to have to do it through trades? Because, again, this is not a draft that is deep or particularly strong in high-end defensemen. At least that's the analysis right now. Everybody could be wrong because you're talking about 18-year-olds. But right now, it doesn't look like this is a strong draft for defensemen. So at some point, they're going to have to replace Jakob Chychrun in their system.
Yeah, it's a good point.
That's an issue because Connor Timmins is gone. So Victor Soderstrom hasn't been the player that they expected him to be. The Kyle Capobianco is gone. I mean, the depth at defense is not the strong point of this organization right now. And so losing a 24-year-old defenseman that can eat a lot of minutes and put up offensive numbers, that's a big loss. So yeah, I'm with you, Craig. I don't know what's going to happen. I know if the price is there and somebody like Thomas Wayne said in the chat, who's most desperate, it's still Toronto. But then you got to fit them in your cap. You got to be able to give up assets in the future. And boy, I tell you what, if you're going to look at a trade under the microscope, make a trade with the Toronto Maple Leafs, because they're going to look at it 6 ways from Sunday before, during, and after the trade. So you better get it right. So we'll see.
Timmins is already up for the Norris in Toronto.
I know, I heard that. Canoris Timmins.